Hello and welcome to another video. It has been forever since I last did one, probably about 5 or 6 months. I've been insanely busy this year, a lot of stuff going on, including moving house and one thing or another. So I thought I'll make a bit of time, make a new video. And a game that I have been playing for a good couple of years now, Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm just going to do a brief sort of review. And kind of like showing what the game is like, you know, as a couple of my other videos have. But the game is, it's so good. It is so good. I'm not going to start a new game. I've already got a game that I started playing only yesterday, so I'm only about half an hour or so into it. I am playing on the experimental build, so up here you see it's Alpha 8.2. So I play the experimental branch. It's good. You get a lot of updates and stuff before they put them onto the stable build on Steam, but there are a lot of bugs, a lot of things messed up, a lot of glitches. There can be frequent restarts, so if you can't be bothered with all that sort of stuff, I would go for the stable option on it. That's what I did for about 18 months, and then I thought, oh, do you know what, I quite fancy the experimental features, you know, because you do enjoy it a lot more, but like I say, there's a lot of bugs and a lot of changes that kind of go on too. So I'm going to jump straight into my saved game. I'm going to go to my resume game, and I will see you shortly. Right, so this is Empyrion. I don't even know where to begin. The game is so massive. There's so many so many bits to it. It's so in depth. It is obviously a survival crafting game, as is the genre of the moment, or the last couple of years. It's very sort of Space Engineers, if you ever played Space Engineers. It does take it to another level. There's a lot of things that Space Engineers did that this doesn't do as well, and vice versa. But this game is very, very good. So on the bottom of the screen, you've obviously got your stats in your bottom left-hand corner. Your health, your food, your stamina, and your oxygen levels. Across the bottom, you've got your numbered keys, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. They all change to whatever you're holding at the time. So I've got a multi-tool here which does various different things. I've got a gun. Number 4, you have a tent, so you can put it down so that, because there's a day and night cycle, and at night time, animals come out that will try and kill you. And B, it is absolutely pitch black. So you can now, this is only a fairly new feature, you can now skip the night by putting your tent down and going to sleep, and you wake up in the morning. Very good feature. So always take a tent with you guys. I learned that pretty early on. If you go exploring, don't get caught out without a tent. So top right of the screen, it tells you what biome you are in and what the weather is like. So it's stormy at the minute. You can see all the trees shaking. We're in a forest biome. There's 8:51 minutes, or ticks if you like, until sunset. We've got our map up there. It tells you about the temperature, the radiation, and then it has your mission objectives. Now the game recently put in, it was a while back now, but they put in what they call the Robinson Protocol, which is basically the tutorial, and it basically just goes through a lot of things to get you started into the game. It teaches you how to do stuff. Now, it never used to do this. It did just chuck you into the game and you just fend for yourself. It is a good system. It is a good playthrough. There have been a few glitches in it. I've had to do a few restarts because of it. But you know what, it is what it is. It's a game that's in alpha, and it's an experimental branch in alpha, so you know there's going to be glitches. Oh look, it's raining. That's great. They are pretty good weather systems, by the way. So this is going to be my first base, if you like. The idea is you basically crash land on the planet. So this is your planet. They've just put this fog of war in one of the recent updates. So basically, you cannot see any of the planet unless you explore it. So this is where I am at the minute, and this is the stuff that I have explored just as part of the tutorial. So you get things on the minimap. You've got deposits of all your major ores. Now over here it tells you the resources that are on the planet. So for example, there are 12 deposits of iron on this planet. The good thing is, you know, like this silicon deposit here, it's a small silicon deposit, and there's approximately 100% of it left. Now when I go mine that, it will deplete, and then when it's gone, it's gone. Same with that, I've mined that already. So when they are gone. You have to find a different deposit. So there is a finite supply. Now you can, on some of the planets that you choose, you can change this option here to get meteorites. So meteorites will fall to the ground from space and then replenish, like it'll be a copper meteorite or an iron meteorite, etc. But this is your map. The planets, they used to be fairly small. I think I'm on a small planet at the minute, to be honest. Planet size 3, but I think it goes up a lot further now. So like this distance from here to here might take me 20 seconds to walk, to that copper deposit over there. It's only 396 meters, but on some of the larger planets, this same distance, like an inch on the planet, would take me, a few minutes, 5 minutes possibly, because the planets are like up to 64 times as big, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it does make a massive difference to the game. It makes things a lot harder to find, which is interesting. So you kind of basically go through the game, surviving, building. The things that you can build are bases, obviously. You can build hover vessels, small vessels and capital vessels, and the idea is you have to, there is a story behind it, but it is just exploration, and it's, it's the exploration and the discovery of the unknown, which I absolutely love about this game, because you just don't know what you're going to come across, especially when they keep putting new things into it. There are crashed ships, there are alien artifacts, there are ancient villages, abandoned tank factories, just all sorts. Everything needs exploring and finding out and rummaging through, because you can find awesome technology and resources. But one of the best aspects of the game obviously is the building, and it is insane, the building tools. Now I am crap, as I am with most things, at building. I have built some terrible things. My structures always just look like boxes, big concrete boxes or big steel boxes or something like that. As I do not have the finesse that other people have for design. My structures are always functional, and then that's about it. What I have started doing on recent playthroughs that I've been doing is there is a workshop, so you can go to the blueprints. Oh, we're frozen a bit. There we go. So you can go to the blueprint section, and you can look at things that are in the workshop that are already in there. So you don't need to physically build things from scratch. You can buy things. So for example, there are hover vehicles. You see here there's a tiny little one, bigger one, going right up to these monstrosities. Now you can obviously only build these when you get to a certain level, and they take all these resources. And the idea is you do this with small vehicles, which are obviously little spaceships, and then the capital ships, which are for flying through deep space and going to different planets. So if you wanted to make a small spaceship, just something like this to scout about the planet, which, do you know what, it's worthwhile doing. Early on in the game, they've introduced the detectors now, so the hover vehicles, they kind of become redundant, the hover vehicles, very quickly, because they are clunky to get about on the forest. You're always crashing into trees and stuff, bane of my life, really. So what I used to do was just, I would skip the hover vehicle altogether and just build a small vehicle, which is the little spaceships for scouting out the planet and flying around from one place to another. Very fast, very efficient. You can whiz around the planet, you don't have to worry about mountains and trees and everything else. But they've now developed the detectors. Now you have a detector on your person anyway. Oh no, you don't start with one. Right, I have to build it. But they're now, they have them for vehicles, but it's only for the hover vehicle, I think. And what the detector does is it tells you where important POIs are. So on your mini-map in the top right-hand corner of the screen, there will be sort of like red flashes appear, like to the north, so you sort of head north, and it tells you that there is a POI. Now it could be anything, it could be a deposit of a mineral, it could be an enemy base, it could be anything at all, but you just know there's something important in that area. So that is available for the hovercraft only, I think, and for your personal suit. But the hovercraft one, I think, is something like 2,500 meters, the range on it, and your suit is something like 500 meters. I'm probably wrong on that, but it is a figure like that. So yeah, so like I was saying, you can just, you know, if you want to build anything, I could build one of these now, little hovercraft to get you around, and all I need to do is I'll transfer it, where is it there, click on to factory, so it goes to your factory, and then you just drop in all of these deposits. A little box appears up here. You drop in the iron ingots, copper and silicon ingots that you've made, and it just creates this for you. Then you go to your factory there, look, you can drop things from your inventory into there, you start production of your blueprint, and that's it. It's away. You wait, well, however long it tells you to wait, really. Oh look, I'm feeling cold. So this takes, how long does it take? Oh, 12 minutes to build, and then that's it. So yeah, the other things in this game, look, it's gone down to 8 degrees, so I'm feeling a bit chilly at the minute. In fact, I am too cold. So we need to do something about that. My stamina, if you can see bottom left, is fluctuating. It's going up and down because I am too cold. I do not like it. So yeah, you basically just go through the game, discovering things, building whatever you like to get around, and it is massive. It is really, really massive. The weather system is great in it as well. It's a little bit annoying at times. And what you start with is not very much. So you start with a little constructor. Well, in fact, you don't start with it. You have to find it in a piece of wreckage. And I've made some stuff here. So I've made I've got a core, some solar panels, and bits and bobs. So this is going to be my first base, because that's just the easiest thing to do, really. Instead of making one from scratch right at the very start, you can just use this. So the multi-tool that you start with is pretty crap, in fairness, but it does what it needs to do. You can control rocks on the ground with it. You can have a defensive mode, so you can shoot things a little bit and chop wood down, or you can salvage things, so you can do this. You see bottom right hand corner, it tells you what you're salvaging, it tells you how many hit points left, and in the bottom right, the survival tool, which I'm using now, which is the early multi-tool, uses stamina. See, when I'm using that, my stamina goes down. So basically that's the fuel for it, if you like. I don't know why they use stamina, but that's what they've chosen to do. A lot of people think it's a bit silly, but the thing is, when you run out of stamina, like I'm going to do in a second, I won't be able to use this anymore, so I will need to wait. There, see, it's now running out. So, you know, I don't know if you can hear my heart beating as well, which you can do. So you do need to plan what you're doing, and if you run out of stamina, you can't run away from things, and etc, etc. So we're going to put some stuff down. I've built a large constructor, a cloning chamber, a battery, and some solar panels. So I'm going to put my large constructor down because that builds more things than the little constructor. Can't build that because I've got cack in the way. Oh, cranky. Let's have an energy bar. I just made some food earlier. I'm too cold, that's what it is, so I ain't got any stamina. It's 12 degrees, I should be warming up. I don't know how to combat the cold. I think you can build at some point portable heaters. I will just show you your tech tree as well. So I am player level 4 at the minute. So this is your player, these are your stats here. And this is a survival constructor, so you actually have this built into your suit. And in fact, the suit that I have on at the minute is not a suit at all, it's just like a jacket and jeans. When you go up levels, you can obviously build better suits and stuff. So this is your tech tree, player level, level 1, etc. These are all the unlock levels for all these technologies. So you can build things for your base. So here, I can unlock the fuel tank for my base. It will cost me 4 points, and I have 23. Now this goes up every time you go up levels. What am I moaning at there? Oh, that's fine, it's going back up again. So you build things for each, you would unlock technologies for each of these things. Miscellaneous tools, weapons, etc. There are loads of things to unlock, and if you don't unlock them you can't use them, and when you do unlock them they appear in your build menu when you go to a little constructor. So these things here, the devices, they're all here. If I haven't unlocked them, there you go, we need to unlock these in the tech tree. So I'll just put a few items down. And obviously when you salvage these parts, bottom left hand corner next to your stats, boom, 1 steel plate, so you get the pieces back, or you get some pieces back for things. It's very good. Later in the game you discover large points of interest within the game, like spaceships and things like that. They've got lots of things in the machinery and parts and engines and all sorts, and you can just basically salvage everything and take it for your own use, just take all the parts for your own usage. It's pretty cool. Oh, there we go, just thought I'd destroy that. Right, so let's get our constructor and put it down. You can, this is the build options, how the building works. It is as easy or as complicated as you kind of want to make it sometimes, I think. So we'll put the constructor in there. So that is our constructor now. It takes over from the teeny weeny little one. Same menu, you put all your in things in there, you choose, as you can see this menu is much bigger already, and you can build a lot more things with this one. Obviously these are all readied out because there are no ingredients in there at the minute. So we built that. We need to put up our solar battery. So we'll put that here. So that is our solar battery, which will store our solar panel energy. And I'm going to build a solar panel now because the sun's up there. We need to put a core down as well, because if you don't put a core down you have no base. The core basically tells it that it is a base. Put that yeah, we'll just put that there, why not? It's the first things that people attack, I think, as well. So when you're getting attacked by things, because you do get alien spaceships and things that come and attack you, they will go for your core, so keep it well protected. That is a very silly place to put it because it can just be shot. It's good to sort of bury it somewhere underground or wherever. Now, one of the best things in the game, guys, if you are playing this game, I will give you all the hints and tips that I know of, possibly not in this video because it's dragging on a little bit, but in other ones. But the best thing in the game is your drone that you have to help you. It is basically you, but detached from you. So if you hit F5, it creates a drone. So you are now a little flying drone. Look, there's me down there, and I am in control of your drone. The drone can do everything that you can do. It can access your inventory. It can do all of these things. So although it shows me with the survival multi-tool down there and swapping out weapons, that's the drill. So I am holding the drill. I'm just reloading it now. But if I go over here with my drone will be actually doing the drilling. Best thing ever. I did not know that you could get your drone to do this as much as you can, because hulls, especially in the early aspects of the game, you do not have a jetpack on your suit, so sometimes you can drill down a hull and then you're stuck, and you're basically shit out of luck because you are stuck in a hull. You cannot get out. So if you use your drone to do it, it can just drill straight down, find all your resources, and then just zip, straight back up. The good thing about it, the other good thing about it, is that it's an excellent build mate. So I want to put my solar panels up on the roof. It would be very annoying for me to try and jump up here to place it. So I'm going to get my drone to do it. So this is what we're doing. So we've got a couple of solar panels. They don't look particularly aesthetically pleasing up there. Oh, there we go. Do that actually. I'll tell you what, we'll get rid of these little bits here. See if we can put it down on there now. Oop. So one solar panel. I'll let that one go down. Is there something in the way? Yes, there is. So that should go down now. There we go. So, 2 solar panels. Solar panels are a fairly new addition to the game, for me anyway. The green lights, out of 4 lights, tells you the maximum efficiency of it for the whole day period, and the yellow lights tell you its current efficiency. So, and what you can see now is it's actually powering the solar battery. So the solar panels are on, sun's on, solar battery charging up. Okay, so everything now it's got power. So, oh, you see, I've even got a door. So if you press P when you are stood on your base, it takes you to the control panel of whatever base you're on, your ship or anything like that. So we can see what it's called. We can turn lights on and off if there are lights, turrets, etc. We can turn the power on and off. There's all sorts of custom signals and things to do. How many hit points you've got, if you've got ammunition in there, if it's filled with oxygen. This is how much power you have currently got. How much fuel. So if you're not using solar and you're actually using fuel packs and a generator, it'll be in there. And this is how much stored power is in the solar battery. So this is your main option. Current output 73 kilowatts, consumption 52 kilowatts. So I'm generating a little bit over. So that will very, very slowly fill up. These are all the things that you've got in your base. So all your devices, signals, I don't understand, and statistics. So this is all the information about your base. It tells you all about your oxygen, your power, input, output, everything like that. There is so much in this game. I've touched on absolutely nothing. In fairness, I'm gonna call it a day there. It's just a quick overview of it. The game is fantastic. It is brilliant. There are a ton of bugs in it, not half as many as there used to be, but saying that, you know, every time they create something new or change a system, more bugs appear. Last night when I was playing this exact saved game, and I was on my motorbike, which is this here. So it's an early vehicle that you start with so that you can traverse the countryside, but last night when I was using it, it was travelling 3 inches above the terrain. You know, it's stuff like that. I had to restart it, restarted the game didn't start, so I just called it a night and switched it all off. But the game itself is just phenomenal. It is seriously out of this world. It is my favourite game ever for exploration, because you just don't know. I mean, you look at the map and it's like, here, there could be a massive underground abandoned mine filled with monsters and goodies and all sorts of things. You've got to be well tooled up, you've got to take the right weaponry, you've got to make sure you've got armour, you've got to make sure you've got food with you, oxygen with you, all that sort of stuff. And you've got to take it slowly. You know, it's a good game. The building is so diverse. You can do pretty much anything. I mean, look at some of the workshop things that people have created. You really can do absolutely anything if you are creative. If you're not, like me, you create functional boxes. You know, this is why I don't make my own vehicles anymore, because they're literally boxes with engines on them, just a square box with engines on. Because you don't need it to look pretty. You can just have a functional box as long as it's got engines in it. You know, it'll get you around. But it's really good. It is very, very good. When you find something, discover something new, well, I find it really exciting. Yeah, it's great. It is long-winded. It is as good as you want to make it. Again, it's a survival game, so master of your own destiny, really. Is there a point to the game? Not so much. I mean, yes, get through the tutorial. It will give you missions to do this, that and the other and get through there, so you've always got that to sort of point you in the right direction until you finish it. But then I think you are just on your own, as you are with most of these games, and it's just up to you to do that. There is so much that I haven't even touched on. If you want to know anything else about the game, pop a message underneath. You know, there is a full sort of farming system and plant life and everything that you can grow crops and stuff like that I haven't even touched on. It is there's so much to go through. And I know it may not look fantastic on my computer. I do not have a great computer. I mean, there's some tearing in the screen, which you can see obviously all the time. I've only got an i3 processor. It is really old. I've got a fairly bog standard graphics card. It is nothing flash at all. It's, again, very, very old. It's like 5 years old. It plays this game really, really well. There is minimal sort of slowdown and stuff. No, it doesn't look as good as everybody else's that plays it and streams it and whatnot. But do you know what? It's still enjoyable. It's still very, very playable. So you don't need the highest end machine to play it either. Yeah. So give me a like if you like it. If you want me to do another video or touch on anything else, please let me know. But for now, Empyrion gets a massive thumbs up from me. I could go on for hours about it, but I am dull as shit, so I will not bore you. Yeah. Give us a comment. Let me know if you want me to carry on. I'll even do a playthrough video. That's fine by me, because I do love playing this game. Alright, take it easy guys, and I will see you in the next vid. See you later. Bye bye.